Majesty the Rep. I ain't perfect, but I do what I do. I ain't tryna look dumb, I ain't boo with a fool. I don't wanna waste time, I wanna spend it with you. And if I'm traveling the world, I wanna do it with you. I'm tryna build an empire, cause I grew in the struggle. Hit the bank every day, put the bands in the duffel. Cupid shot me in my back, so I'm doing a shuffle. Family first, that mean it's only you and the hustle. Look, I'ma always be hood, I just act civil. I wanna see us in the air like the bat symbol. The way we talk, the way we vibe, I can Mac with you. You down on earth, so it's hard to get mad at you. I had a life in the hard knocks. Police banging on my door, hearing hard knocks. I'm talking long nights, hearing gunshots. But now it's sunny, you can do it with the sun.
That was one of my favorite verses from Majestydarebel single, Lost Soul, currently on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your favorite music. Now let's start the show.
This is one of my pet peeves about women, right? The girls will come to the crib and not even greet the person who crib it is. Like, they won't even say hi to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to check them, like, hello, how you doing? Like, I'm saying, who are you? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing one thing. Nobody's, like, trying to be different. This is why I like one of my favorite artists is Childish Gambino, because he doesn't just do one thing. You know what I'm saying?
She loves Childish Gambino.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Childish because he doesn't do one thing. Like, he could come up with a rap song, shit can be fire.
The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast, where you will see how I turn my life into a living. So I want to start off by giving a shout out to the Bamboo Project family. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in every week. This may be your first episode, but for everybody else, this is episode 48. And if this is your first episode, you have a lot of catching up to do. For people who do not have YouTube Premium accounts and still want to hear the podcast, the link for the audio will be in the description below. We are streaming on all major streaming platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Castbox, Overcast, and Pocket Cast. And for everyone listening to this podcast and not watching it, we have a YouTube channel where we have over 300 videos of cooking tutorials, travel lifestyle vlogs, tips on makeup, hair growth, real estate, basketball, and everything else. If you want to see our day-to-day behind the scenes, how we get all these things done, you can find us on social media. Mine is Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. So, the Bamboo Project has multiple different projects, okay? And each one of those projects has an Instagram. We have the Bamboo Project Food, we have the Music Project, the Clothing Project, the Fitness Project, the Sports Project, and the Bamboo Project Podcast, which you are listening to right now. Today's date is February, 16th, and it's currently 1:33 p.m. We are starting a little bit later today, not late like you guys kind of see us do before, but we have a guest today, okay? I want to introduce one of my good friends, local artist from Lower East Side, Manhattan, and he goes by Majestydarebel.
Gotta get up on project, and it's still making he got me focused on projects. But you rappers ain't hot yet. Make it down to you rappers and I ain't on top yet. Let me show my shot. Now the ladies is on me, I never give drop. Haters get off my block. Gotta drop with a rock, gotta get off the block. I do my dance and they be like, whoa. When you try to do my dance, but they be like, no. I be out of this world like a UFO. Let me see you do the dance on me, whoa. They think that I'm slipping, I'm just having fun. I'm living it up, this is a new dance. I just made it up, we about to turn up. Do a dance, hey, get crazy. Do a dance.
Because we have a guest today, we will only be having today's topics. And 3 of my favorite topics I love talking about. Mostly 2. I like talking about music as well, but my favorite 2 is basketball and women.
So I got into music just by listening to different artists and the expression, the relation, like how I was able to relate to their music, stuff like that, and just having thoughts of my own and them saying what I've always been thinking. And it's like, if I can make money off of my thoughts and my expression and everything else, then why not try? But it's crazy because my dad, like in the 90s, made music, but I never thought about like being an artist because he was an artist. Like I was just like, nah, I'm gonna play basketball. Basketball is my thing. But then after I graduated and I realized I coach it and do shit for us to get any looks. You know what I'm saying? In high school, I was like, you know what? I guess it's over for my career. I'm only 5'9". I'm definitely not getting scouted. So I got to find something to do. And then I discovered my passion for music and, you know what I'm saying, being able to have a huge influence on, you know what I'm saying, my community, the youth, and just people around the world. Like, when I got into music at 18, I started writing at 16, but when I got into music at 18, it wasn't until I did my research and realized like how big music is and how it brings people together and how you have a whole influence on people around the world, like not just where you live. So I was like, damn, that's powerful. And yeah, it was just something that I really wanted to get into after that.
So do you think that you got the music bug from your dad, or you think it kind of just happened from something completely different?
Nah, it happened naturally. It definitely happened naturally.
So you don't think it was from your dad at all?
Nah, not at all. Like, cause I didn't really listen to my dad's music. My dad wasn't around like that. Everything came from just my day-to-day life, and then I stumbled into it. And I was like, you know what? Who else is the perfect person to help me besides my dad? Like, my dad does it, so let me chop it up with him. See if he thinks I should get into it, if he thinks I could do it, if he believes in me, or whatever. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, champ, I got you. Like, whatever you need, you know what I'm saying, I got your back.
You heard his music?
Yeah, my dad is actually dope. Like, he was one of the dopest artists in the 90s that it's crazy because listening to his music, I'm not just saying it because it's my dad. Like, if I don't like it, I'm like, nah, my dad was trash. Like, serious. But he was really dope, and I'm surprised that, like, being in that era and rapping the way he did, that he didn't, like, you know, he was never signed or whatever, but he did have, you know what I'm saying, huge opportunity.
Did he ever, like, tell you, like, hey, this is, like, why I wasn't signed or why he didn't get signed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now I understand. Like, before he was telling me, I didn't understand because I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. But now I'm an artist and I can understand.
What was he saying?
Like, he was just saying, like, it's better to be independent as opposed to getting signed and having to owe the label bread and then them taking, you know what I'm saying, different streams of your income because, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like they own you. So it's like it's better to have your own ownership as opposed to them owning you and then you have to pay them back. And then, you know what I'm saying, they dig in your pocket.
So this is something I've been watching videos about recently with, like, I guess, artists. There's like a disconnect between the labels and the artists, right? Have you ever thought about owning your own label?
I didn't really. I have. It was a thought, but it wasn't like something that I wanted to actually go through with. It was just like, I would help on the independent side. Like, I would like to be a Dame Dash, but I wouldn't want to have my own company. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would help artists the best the way I can in terms of the independent, you know what I'm saying, grind and showing them how to move and where to go and how to get your stuff published, getting them the right cover artist, getting them the right engineer, right videographer, like whatever they need, I would be able to, you know what I'm saying, supply them with that. But I wouldn't see it as like me managing an artist and like, you know what I'm saying, owning their music or like that's too much for me. I don't want.
You know Lil Baby?
Do I know Little Baby?
Yeah.
Little Baby?
Yeah, so I was watching an interview with him. I was watching an interview with T-Pain a little bit. And it was somebody else. People that own labels, right? Before the last couple of years, I always thought, because Melissa does music. So I'm like, listen, don't sign a label. Don't sign to nobody. Be independent. Right. That's what Jay-Z preaches. Everybody that's real successful preaches that, right? Mm-hmm. They preach that, and then they go and start their own label. But they'll tell you, don't sign to a label. So I was always in the mindset of like, okay, never sign to a label. Be independent. And I heard T-Pain start talking about it and kind of Little Baby also, where it's like they're loaning you money to be successful at what you're going to do, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily that they own you. It's similar to being in debt with anybody else, whereas like if we agree to something like, hey, I'm going to give you $400,000 and you can spend it on, you know, buying a car. If you want to like get a house to show on Instagram or something like that, you can do that with the money that I'm giving you if this money will in some way invest in your music and make people want to come and listen to it more. Right? That's how I always looked at it as before. That's how I looked at it before. No, that's how I look at it now. Before, I thought it was like slavery, they own you and stuff like that.
Nah, it is. Like, okay, that's what I'm saying. It's depending on what your contract is. More often than not, the contract is in the favor of the label as opposed to the artist. And this is why one of the artists named Russ, I love Russ because he is the manifestation of the kind of artist that I want to be. Mm-hmm. I wanna own everything. But I wouldn't mind signing a deal if it's in my favor, but also if it's fair. Like this, the problem with the contracts is that they're not fair with like the royalty splits or like the advances or whatever. It's like they're always trying to rape you. They're always trying to rape your pockets and make sure that they get more out of you way more out of you than they invested in you. So it's like it's depending on what the contract is. Like a 360 deal is what slavery would be. Like a 360 deal was when they get a piece of every little thing that you have. So they not only do they own your masters, but they're gonna get a piece of your merch if you're like selling drinks, and it's in your name. They're gonna take a piece of that. They're gonna take a piece of your shows, your streaming. Everything. Like it's a full 360, so it's like they take everything. So that's
So,
kind of
okay.
dragging it.
So with Akon, he's somebody that talked about this too. He had brought somebody up. I don't know. I want to say they were like, I think they were gay. I don't know. I think he's gay, right? Okay. So the dude was an artist, right? And he ended up his art. I think his music was like okay. But what happened was he had got popular. He started doing really well with makeup or some other thing outside of the music. So now Akon is a label owner. He's like, look, you have to repay me the money that I lent you. And I'm assuming there's probably interest on that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a part of these things until you pay me back the money that you owe me. And he looks at it like this. If Akon didn't invest in that person, you wouldn't have the ability to be where you are right now. So from that perspective, do you think that he's entitled to a piece of that? Because it's almost like if you were at Uber and you invest in Uber, you still get a piece of Uber no matter how well they do. So would you consider that as still being like slavery? If I bring somebody up, give you $1 million, and then you go and make $20 million on the side?
No, absolutely. You invested in, of course, you're going to get a portion of what they make. What I'm saying is that, like I said, it has to be fair and it has to make sense. There's like, if you give me 100 bands to invest in my career, you know what I'm saying? I make 10 million off of that 100 bands, and then you gotta give me 5 mil. Like now you're dragging it.
That's a lot.
You're wild. That is a lot.
I feel that's not a lot.
That is a lot.
If I gave you 100 bands, and you made 100 million.
No. I mean 10 million.
Oh, 10 million. You said 100
and then
million.
You try to take half of that, which would be 5. So it's like that. This is what the labels do. The labels invest a little to try to take back way more that they invested. Is what I'm saying. It's like that's how labels work. And then not only that, they try to own your masters. So now you can't even, if they own your masters, you no longer can make money off of that music that you produced, even with or without their help. So let's say I'm with a label, I signed a deal for like an album. They get a piece of that album because they helped me produce it. Anything after that, they don't get anything out of it. But if they see that I'm making money, they're gonna try to figure out like how sell me your masters for like 20 million. Well, but your masters are probably worth like 200 mil. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they be trying to get over. The story of the year would be Lil Wayne selling his masters for like 100 mil or whatever he did. But in the future, Lil Wayne's masters is gonna be worth like over $1 billion. Yeah. He produced a lot of music, which is in a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows, commercials, whatever. So it's like that's what they try to do. They try to we're gonna give him 100 mil, but in the back of the head they're like,
but is that like
got you?
That's my thing though. As a business person, I'm trying to think: is that a bad?
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. What I'm saying is that like being deceptive is the same as lying. Am I right or wrong?
It's in the same category. However, I don't think that applies because I'm thinking of it like this: if I come to somebody, right, and I'm saying, I want to buy your music right now. Like if I come to you right now, and say I want to buy your music for $4 million. All right, now Donovan comes to you and says, here, you got $4 million. I want all your past catalog up to this point. I want to own it.
I got you right now. This is where. So let's say I want to use a relationship as an example. Okay. So you with a chick, whatever, y'all talking or whatever. She doesn't know that you're messing with someone else. Right? You didn't tell her that. You didn't give her the opportunity to decide. Like, okay, if I tell you this, it may be a chance that you leave me, right? So you're withholding this information because of what they might do, right? So this is what the label does. Let's say they want my masters. Like, listen, this is what we're gonna give you, but this is how much we're gonna make off of it or whatever. Like, it's like you don't give the person the opportunity to take in the knowledge or take in the information, and then they decide from there. It's like they try to be manipulative and try to, you know what I'm saying? It's like I think that's the same as lying. Like withholding information from somebody so they don't make the decision you don't want them to is the same thing as
okay,
lying.
but this is the thing. If I come to you right now, give you $4 million for your whole previous catalog, would you take that?
No.
You wouldn't take it.
No.
So how much you think your catalog is worth if right now? If you were to just whatever the number
Right
number
now,
is
over and this is not me sucking my own dick.
Whatever.
At least over 50 mil because I have over 5 projects and
Okay.
I can make at least 10 mil off of each of them.
So if I come to you and give you $65 million, would you take that?
No.
But you say your project is worth 50.
Yeah, because that's how much I know I can make off of it personally.
Okay.
But I can make more than 65 off of it too.
So okay, this is what I was trying to get to, right? Is I think a lot of times what happens is the labels think of it more long term, and I think artists don't think of it like that. So the artist will go, okay, I'll take $4 million up front right now because I don't know what's going to happen on the back end. However, what happens with that is if a company's investing in you, they're betting on you doing well in the future. So if you decide if you want to stop making music, you decide that you want to get on drugs, if you die doing some crazy shit, they're like, I just lost my $4 million because I gave you the money up front. I'm betting on you down the long term. You're betting on yourself for right now. So they look at it as a business move. Then from that perspective, I'm like, I think it's more on the artist to say, hey, I know what I'm worth and you have to pay me X amount of money. Like, for example, with Russ, I'm pretty sure he did the same thing. You know DDG from YouTube?
I've heard of him.
Okay,
I've never listened
all
to
right.
his music. But
So-
Russ is different, though, because Russ had 11 projects out before he even signed with Columbia.
No, that's what I'm going to say with DDG.
He had leverage.
He said that's what I'm going to say. DDG is super big on YouTube. So he has leverage. It's not necessarily musical leverage where like I've made a bunch of music, but I bring my fan base over here, which is right now probably over 1 billion views on YouTube, and he probably has over 10 or 12 million followers on just YouTube alone. That's not including Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever else he's doing. So if I come to the table with that and I bring that, now I'm talking to the labels as an adult. Listen, I'm coming with this. What are you bringing to me? And I feel like he said the same thing where he said, I have my master still. He didn't sell his masters, but that only happens when you can say, I know what I'm worth. I'll partner with you for maybe distribution or something like that, but I'm not about to just give you all of my stuff away. Now, there are other people who are artists who are like, man, I'll take 20 bands right now and you can have all my next 7 projects. And I'm like, whose fault is that really on the label to be like, listen, I don't want you to take 20 bands right now because you might be worth 15 million in 3 years from now.
No, I'm not. We're not. All right, so look, we have to take responsibility for what we do and what we don't do, right?
Okay.
And so do the label. So if I'm an artist and I don't know too much about the music industry, I don't know too much about the business, right? But this is what I come with the label with. That's foolish of me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you go to a label with a whole catalog that you could, like, you don't know this, so this is what I'm saying. So it's like, information is out there, but the guidance isn't there, and then the desperation is why the labels are actually winning. In the future, in a couple more years, I promise you, labels are really going to be obsolete, but they're still gonna be accessible, and I won't say completely obsolete, but like people are gonna understand like we really don't need y'all. Y'all just have the connections, and y'all know people who we don't know, and we can try to make we could do a contract that's fair, and we'll work with you on that kind of time.
So what would you consider a fair contract? Like
Fair contract is that if I come to a label and I have my own money, and I'm like, listen, this is what I have. I have a project.
Don't give me a number. How much money? Give me like
I got 50 bands.
Okay.
I mean, I got 50 bands. I have a project I'd like to push. I want to do a marketing and promotion deal with you guys.
Okay.
So you guys market and promote me, and you guys provide me with the shows with your artists. I perform on the same stages as your artists to build my fan base and build my streams as well. You guys, since you didn't put in on the project that's already done, a fair deal would be like you guys will be able to. I give you 30% of the project because you guys are doing. I'm coming with my money. I paid for the project to be done. What you guys are doing is marketing and promoting me. So
that's the thing. What is the value of marketing on value? What is the value on marketing and promoting? Because if I'm telling you I'm going to put you on a stage with Little Baby and Megan Thee Stallion and I don't know Russ, how much is that worth? That's worth more than 50,000.
No, but I'm giving you the money to do that. Like I'm coming with 50 bands in my project.
Well, 50 bands won't get that.
Yeah, it would.
There's 50 bands gonna get you on the stage with Little Baby, Megan Thee Stallion.
For an independent artist, a Little Baby feature would be less than that.
I don't believe that.
No, it would. It is.
Little Baby?
Yes. Now, we're not talking about artists who have the bag and who's established, like Megan Thee Stallion or the Baby. We're talking about an independent artist. If you come in with your own bag.
Wait, not Baby. Little Baby?
Baby, yeah. It's funny because in the beginning, you did say Baby, but...
No. That's somebody different. It's Little Baby and Little Baby, two different people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, in the beginning I'm talking about Little Baby, but now I'm talking about Little Baby with an A.
Little Baby with an A, yes.
And you're saying that his feature is less than $50,000?
No, for independent artists, yes.
I thought it was like $200,000.
That's what I'm saying. Independent artists don't need. This is what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
Because this is what the industry does to people, right?
Okay.
We know the value of where Little Baby is. We know how much. We don't know, but we have an idea, right? So now, if he wants a feature from, let's say, like I said, the Baby, right? The Baby would probably pay him like 70, 80 bands, probably 100, whatever. To cap, I'm gonna cap it at 100. You know what I'm saying? But for independent artists, they don't have that kind of money. If they wanted a feature with Little Baby, they would pay him 15, 20, if that.
But you said on the stage, so okay, this is how I'm thinking about it like this. If I want to get on the stage with these 3 big artists, you saying I can get on the stage with these 3 big artists for $50,000?
Yeah, of course.
So why isn't everybody doing that?
I would say less than that because not everybody has over $10,000 in their bank account.
But I'm thinking there's a lot of scammers that have that kind of money.
You're saying scammers. Scammers are not regular average people.
No. What I'm saying is, if $50,000 all you needed to get on the stage with these people, I feel like there'll be more people who are on the stage because 50 bands is not a lot to somebody who has like real people who are in real estate, people who do Airbnb, people who are selling drugs or a scam or whatever. They can get 50 bands easy. Like it's not hard for them. Like YouTubers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. What's your point by saying that? Because not everybody who does real estate has what's the name? Not only there's so many holes that you're missing, right? There's access, the connections, right? The connections to even be like, yo, I want to do this. Can you make this happen? Or you personally having that access to that person or anybody that's in their vicinity, right? Then you're probably not even an artist. So just because you make 50 bands, that doesn't mean that you're going to be like, yo, you know what? I just made 50 bands. Let me go get a Little Baby feature. Like nobody's, you know what I'm saying? So artists, the average artist that's independent and that's trying to make a way for himself does not have over 10 bands in their bank account right now.
Okay, so that's what I was getting to, is what is the value now for the label? Because they have those connections. They can put you a Little Baby. They can put you on Breakfast Club. They can put you on TV with whoever, Jon Stewart, whatever. That costs a lot more than $50,000.
That's cool, but I'm not asking for that. That's what I'm saying. The purpose of the contract is marketing and promotion. So you put me on the stage with them, and you will promote me like on the flyers that you guys promote.
Okay.
You would get me on what's a good stage, like Coachella, some shit like that,
okay.
or like Rolling Loud, something like that. Like they'll help you. You pay them to give you access to those stages and to put you on, you know what I'm saying, on a flyer and stuff like that. That's what you do, because this is what you're coming with your music and you're coming with your own money. This is not coming out their pocket.
But this is the thing, because it's hard for me to believe that, only because a lot of people, and let's say it's a label or a company, if I'm backing the artist, I can just get featured with anybody for 50. Like I can just put an artist and make them popular just by putting them next to Little Baby and whatever, and I'm gonna get 30% of their album just for putting them next to Little Baby. I feel like it's gonna cost way more than that just to be able to have them up there with these people. I'm about to look into that. $50,000. That's crazy.
Nah, that's not, because if you're coming with your own money, bro, they're not. What can they tell you with your own money? Like it's either you can do it through them, or you can figure it out. How, like if you have access to a label to even do that, you can 9 times out of 10 you're better off doing it by yourself. Because I've seen people who send emails out and gotten response back from NLE Chopper's manager, be like, yo, we gonna be in this city such and such date because we have a tour. You guys, if you guys are ready when we're there, this is how much it's gonna be, and it's not even more than 20 bands. So it's like if this is what they're talking, and you're nobody who's just randomly emailing people, and that's not even through a label. You're just a regular nobody
that's pretty easy.
Who just emailing somebody, and you're getting a response back. You're like, okay, whatever, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's not even. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing your due diligence, right? So you do that, and you reap the results. So imagine if you had a bag to hit certain people up, like, all right, yo, listen, I got this. If you could connect me to this person, I'll give you like 2 bands because this is what I have for them. Just for you to be the liaison. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody's gonna get compensated and taken care of, but like what you're thinking of it because since I'm like I don't know when you say what is it when you say I'm the label and have all this power and I could just it's like that's not the point. The point is this is what I'm coming with. Can you provide this? If you can't, okay, cool. I'm just gonna go find another way to get connected to this person because this is the money I have for them.
Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking of the label as they've been doing this for however many years. They've been around 100-something years. I can get on the phone and call the CEO of whoever and be like, yo, I got an artist. He wants to be signed. He wants to get on stage with your label, with somebody under your label. That's easy for them to do. It's easy for them to do because he has his phone number in his Rolodex. He can just pull it up and call him. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that that's where their value comes in. And I'm saying that is very hard to get to because the average person is not really going to be able to just call up a CEO of a company and be like, hey, I want to put my artist on your thing. And they're like, I bet, that's cool. They're like, who are you and why would I do that? If you can even get in touch with them.
No, but if you have their contact in your phone, like if you're, because I know A&Rs and I know people who are cool with the CEOs of Atlantic, Def Jam, and Rock Nation, right? I can call them up right now and be like, listen, if I had the funds, I'd be like, yo, listen, yo, Al, I need you to set up this meeting because I have the bread, I have the projects. If they're into doing a marketing promotion deal, then let's make that happen. And he go, I bet, got you. And he'll make that happen. Mm-hmm. But not, that's what I'm saying. It's all about your access and your connections. If you have connections, then you can make it happen. If you don't, then you're going to have to figure it out. So
if somebody gave you 50 bands right now, what would you do with it right now?
I'm going to go to a label and
like what kind of stuff would you say? What kind of negotiations would you say? Like, okay, this is what what would you go to them and say you want?
Okay, I want a marketing promotion deal.
And but I don't know what that really, I'm not really in music. I don't really know what that means. Like, where does that come with?
So pretty much it comes with them pretty much promoting you and getting you exposed to different stages, putting your music out there, getting in front of people who would like that kind of music. So they're helping you build your fan base, and they're getting you on stages to get some exposure.
But what kind? Okay, because when you say they're promoting you, it sounds vague. Are you saying they're gonna put you on a billboard or they're gonna put you in a commercial?
Whatever promotion consists of, anything that, whatever you're into, that whatever you want. If you want a billboard, they can make that happen.
Yeah.
If you want an Instagram video with you and another artist that's on their label, saying that you guys have a song coming out, they can make that happen. Like whatever promotion consists of, that's what they're gonna do.
And 50 bands will get you that.
Yeah, 50 bands will get you more than that actually. But the average person don't have that kind of money.
Babe, when we get 50 bands, we're gonna have to try this because I'm like that. This sound. Listen, if 50 bands.
I remember you saying that she's an artist.
Yeah, if 50 bands, I get you to okay with the 50. Okay, let me ask you this too. Once you give them the 50 bands, what do you think comes from that?
See, that's what comes from that is what you pay for. You guys would write that in a contract. So whatever you need from them. Whatever you feel.
No, I mean on the other side of it. So now let's say you call them up, you say, hey, look, I want to be on a billboard, I want to be on a YouTube video with this person, and I want to be on stage with this person. Mm-hmm. So do you have to pay another 50 bands again after? If you don't are you trying to blow up after that? How does it work once that process starts?
Once you pay for that service, for me it's a time frame. So it's like this is the deadline of when I need this done. And if it isn't done, then it's either you guys take it to court or you give me my money back because you didn't do the job that I paid you for.
No, you're gonna get the job done. So like Jay say, listen, you want to be on stage with let's say Jay-Z, right? Boom, we got you on stage with him. Mm-hmm. You also want to be in a music video with Megan Thee Stallion. We got that. Mm-hmm. Now we also want to be a YouTube video with Beyonce. You got that. Mm-hmm. What comes after that? Do you have to pay them again to do it again, or they just keep holding you down?
No. That's what you paid for, so that's what you get. And then with that exposure, then you should see your numbers go up because you're getting exposure. People are going to question who you are, and they're going to get your music in front of those people who are curious about you. So it's like they're pretty much helping you get your numbers up. So if, let's say I get on the stage with Roddy Ricch, right? I got a song, I perform Roddy Ricch, after that, I'm not gonna, it's a coin toss. You're investing in your career, but also it has to be consistent though. So it's like it's not like you get on stage once with Roddy Ricch and oh shit you blow.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You have to keep doing that. So you could be like, yo, listen, I wanna perform at these two spots with Roddy, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. Jersey, New York, and then he's gonna be in PA. Those are the 3 spots. Bang, 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 bang. Right? You do that. After that, it can't just be that. Like you have to. So you gotta get bang for your buck. You have to make sure that you can you milk that as much as possible. If you invest, like a perfect example, if I'm selling drinks, like when I used to sell my nutcrackers, I invest like $200. I make back like 2 bands. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you invested in that 50, you have to at least get 100 back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to make sure that you get bang for your buck, but that's all about your musical knowledge. So it's like if you read books and you do your due diligence, then you're gonna figure out how to get the bang for your buck. So it's really dependent on you. Money is cool, but if you don't know how to use the money or use the knowledge, then it really don't mean shit.
What's the demographic that you make your music for?
That I don't really have a style. That's my thing. Like my style is no style. Like music for me is what I feel, and if I fuck with a beat, I want to get on this. This is what the beat is telling me. This is what I'm saying. This is the vibe that I'm getting from the beat, and hopefully other people feel that too. So it's like, it's not like perfect example, Pop Smoke, right? Pop Smoke has all of his songs sound the same, just different beat, different instruments, different lyrics, right? People like that. People, he just came out with this. He just came out with this. He just came out with this, but they all sound the same. So it's like music ain't. That's not what music is for me. Music for me is different vibes, different feelings, and you know what I'm saying, conveying a different message in different songs.
Have you thought about like singing?
Yeah, I harmonize. I do a little auto-tune from here and there.
So like some R&B, like
yeah,
you do
I got some love songs. I'm not really into the lovey-dovey shit, but you know what I'm saying. Like I got some love songs or whatever, but I'm more into. Like I said, like whatever the beat comes off as, and if I'm feeling that, I just go from there. Like it's not something that I'm like, I'm just gonna do drill music, or I'm just gonna do.
Cause I'm like, I know the singing thing. I know girls like singing music. People like to say if the girls like your music, it's probably gonna do really well. Have you heard that before?
Nigga, well, why else you think I do music?
That's no. I'm saying if they like it, your music will do well.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, do you use that same ideology? Like, do you play music for girls and say, okay, the girls are feeling it, that means the guys are gonna fuck with if the girls are feeling it, the guys are gonna fuck with the girls who are feeling it, and they'll fuck with you because the girls are fucking with your music.
That's all right. So how could I put this right? Perfect example, cause you put me on the sun. All right. So you know how Patrice is a comic?
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I'm an artist.
Okay.
So I make music for other artists to engage in and be like, yo, like, I'm saying, like, oh, that's different. Like, that's not what I hear often, because, you know what I'm saying, everybody's doing one thing. Nobody's like trying to be different. This is why I like one of my favorite artists is Childish Gambino, because he doesn't just do one thing. You know what I'm saying?
She loves Childish Gambino.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Childish because he doesn't do one thing. Like, he could come up with a rap song, shit gonna be fire. He could come up with a like a little melody or something, and it's gonna be fire. He could come out with something like and Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like these people are innovative and they don't just do one thing. So that's what music is to me. I don't want to just do. Yeah. I don't want to just do lovey-dovey stuff. I don't want to just do drill. I want to make music.
Yeah, I always feel like that now. For some, I don't know if it's me just believing this. It may not be true. That this generation that we're in, maybe the last 20 years or so, I feel like everybody wants to be a jack of all trades, and that's me. I prefer that personality. Like, I prefer to do multiple things as opposed to just being. I'm only going to do this for 20 years. I'm only going to do this for 20 years. I'm only going to do that for 25 years. Now, however, I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, it makes other people uncomfortable because they feel like, oh, you don't really know what you're doing, so you're doing a bunch of different things. Have you run into that?
No.
You never run into that?
No one has ever said that to me because they understand like the work I put in. Like whoever, if somebody were to say that to me, it's because they don't know me. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody who knows me and like, bro, I see what you're trying to do there. Like I see that. That's dope. Okay. So it's dope for what it is because it's an original thought. Yeah. It's not like you heard somebody because I don't listen to other people's music. Yeah. Like I really don't. Like I don't really go on Spotify and listen to anybody because I don't want to sound like anybody else. So you know what I'm saying. But also another reason is I'm not really entertained by too many people. Like if people play music, I think, oh, that song is dope. Cool.
So do you play music for like casual girls you're talking to? Like if you just kind of...
Nah, I would play what they like, what I know they like.
Of
like
your music that they like.
No, I don't play my music for other people.
How come not you?
Cause coming up as an artist, I didn't like when people bombarded me with their music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like other people may feel that same way, like that same energy. I don't want to be the guy who's like, yo, listen to my music, son. Yo, you like music? Yo, son, yo, listen to my music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's if people be like, yo, you know Maj makes music, right? And they're like, oh, really? Oh, let me hear something. Then I'll be like, all right, bet. You ask. I don't want to be that person who just bombards music and just shoves it in their face. Like,
yeah,
you know
I feel like I feel the same way with the Bamboo Project. I'm like, I'd rather just do it, and then people fuck with it. They fuck with it. Would you consider yourself a newer artist? Like, would you say you're still new, or would you say you're kind of?
I'm very seasoned.
Okay.
I'm very seasoned. But also, not only in my season, I'm very experienced, but I don't curse in my music anymore. If for those who, you know what I'm saying, are interested in listening to my music, if you're listening to this podcast, but I don't curse in my music. My last couple projects that I made, no curses, singles, no cursing. Like I just no longer, I don't curse at all. My last the last project that I was cursing with all types of crazy was It Starts Now, because that was like a 90s boom bap-ish rapping kind of vibe. But anything after that, like any single or project that I release after that has no curses in it. So yeah, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? That I guess that's just the evolution in me as a person and as an artist.
Oh, you used to curse more.
Yeah, I did. But I realized that I wouldn't, if I'm playing music in the car for my son or my daughter or whatever, I don't want them to be jacking that. So it's like, I may curse in real life, but I don't want my kids to be listening to these artists and talking how they talk.
That's something I want to talk more about, because I'm like, all right, this is going to be the last thing as far as the music goes. I want to talk to you about this. All right. It's a question I have about the Cardi B situation. Okay, you heard about before when she had her child listen to her music, like it ran in the house or some shit like that? You heard about that?
I saw the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like she's wrong for making music like that and then having her child not listen to it?
The music isn't for her though.
Yeah, but that's my thing is, do you feel like if you don't want your child listening to this, why are you making this kind of music? Same thing that you're saying, like I don't want my kid listening to it, I'm not gonna make that kind of music.
Yeah, my morals are different. It's just the music that Cardi B makes isn't for her ears. The music that Cardi B makes is for adult ears. It's for adult women who like to twerk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she makes. That's what she makes the music for. And business wise, is a great move. I mean, I get it.
On which end?
On the business end, like she's gonna make bread off of it because that's the demographic who wants to hear it. But as me personally, as an artist and as a parent and as a person, like I don't want if I'm gonna make music, I want to make universal music that everybody can listen to. That's my intention. Like if you like rap music, then I want to try to rap something that everybody can listen to, whether you're a kid, a teen, an adult, or an elder. I want to be able to make sure that I'm rapping and I'm saying something that we all can relate to somehow, some way. Which is the only challenge I do face making music. Other than that, it's really not that hard. But the only challenge is trying to say something that each generation and each age group can relate to.
Yeah, I see you trying to kind of get the common thread between everybody.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what's dope about me as an artist, is that I try to figure out like what is it that we all have in common, and then try to rap about that and make people feel that.
Okay.
Without cursing, so you know what I'm saying.
Are you? Let me ask you this: as an artist, you know, I've heard, so I might have seen on TV a couple times. Yeah, I have a lot of bitches, right? So do you feel like music has given you a lot of bitches?
No, because I don't. I mean, it has gotten me some. I'm saying some groupies or whatever at shows or whatnot. But like, you know what I'm saying, I've grew into my girlfriend type dude. Like I want just one chick that I fuck with.
You say you're not a girlfriend type dude?
No, I want just one chick that I fuck with heavy. I
thought you was kind of into like fucking bitches.
I don't like. No, it was cool for where I was at the time when I was younger. Like so I'm saying, like I evolved as a person and as an artist. Like fucking bitches is cool. Like you know what I'm saying, but it's a headache, and it's something that I don't want to.
Are you saying women are headaches, Majesty?
No, I could never say something like that.
I wouldn't want anybody to think that you're saying women are headaches. Okay,
not at all.
Okay, well, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that managing a bunch of women is a headache.
I concur. I agree with that fact. I agree.
But yeah, son, like I don't. It's cool. Like I said, it's cool for where I was at the time. Like when I was younger, I was like, yo, I wanna fuck all the bitches. I'm saying like whatever I could gain access to, that's what I want to do. Cause know what I'm saying, men and women live two different realities. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so what kind of woman would fit you, like where you are right now? Like what do you look for right now? You say, okay, I'm doing this with my life. I need a woman that's doing what? Or in this kind of place.
she needs to have ambition. Like, she needs to have something going on for herself. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you.
She can't be chilling at home and cooking for you.
Here. No, she can. She can
only,
do that.
But only
but
that.
that's only if she's good at those things. Like, if you hold it down heavy at the crib, you clean. I mean, I come back, shit is spick and span. I could lick the floor because you mopped it so well. Like, feel me? Like, if you hold it down like that, then cool, do that. Because at the end of the day, I want to be the breadwinner. I want to make sure that I'm taking care of you as a man. You know what I'm saying? That's me. That's what I have to do for myself.
Okay, so I'm watching this video yesterday, right? And it's one of the guys' videos. And you live by yourself, right?
I live with my cousin.
Okay, so if...
Well, my cousin lives with me. It's my apartment.
Wait, have you lived by yourself before?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so if you're talking to a girl, right? You're like, oh, I'm fucking with you. I like you a lot. And you decide you want her to move in, right? Do you feel like she would be obligated to pay the bills in the house?
Not all of them.
What would you make her pay? Or what would you want her to pay?
I will make her pay I will make her pay for what she thinks we need.
Like what?
Like me, I can live without cable. I don't need cable. I don't need TV. But if you want cable, when you want TV, you pay for it.
Okay, I
get
that.
That's how I see it, because I don't care about that stuff. I make music. You know what I'm saying? My new TV is YouTube. Like, I go on YouTube and watch shit. Like, I don't need cable. I don't need that.
Okay, so would she pay half the rent?
Would she pay half the rent? Not all the time. Like, if I need her to, then yeah.
Yeah, because this is my thing. I had an issue with when he said that, right? Because when he said it, I felt uncomfortable, because if I have my own space and then I bring a girl to live with me, I'm like, I don't think you should have to pay the bills I'm already paying. That's how I felt when I first heard it, right?
Nah, because what a lot of women would do is, oh, he didn't, like, if you don't establish this with them, like, from 21 Jump Street, then there's gonna be a problem in the future. Like, this is, if you tell her, like, listen, this is what I need from you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about all that other stuff. I'ma handle that, but this is just what I need from you, so you can feel like you're not only you're contributing, but you don't take this space for granted. Like, you can just run up in here and do what the fuck you want to do. Like, this is what you contribute, and everything else is my. This is my area. I'm sharing it with you. You know what I'm saying? But don't forget that this is my area. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like, cause a lot of girls, like, I've been around girls who come. This is one of my pet peeves about women, right? Let's say I'm chilling with my mans or my cousin or whatever, and they invite a couple girls to the crib, or they come to the crib. Like, the girls will come to the crib and not even greet the person who crib it is. Like, they won't even say hi to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing. And I have to check them, like, hello, how you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying, who are you? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that I even have to do that is, like, it baffles me.
Yeah.
So it's like they'll do that, and then it's like, yes, this is my crib. Like, how are you? Like, speak when you walk into other people's houses. I don't know who raised you, but you speak when you walk into other people's houses. And then they you know what I'm saying, act friendly or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't want that to happen. Like, they didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just so used to going into other people's houses and not saying anything that they just, okay.
Yeah, but had you pushed back from a girl when you said that? Or told them, like, what's something that they would say? Like, okay, I know a lot of girls like, don't you can't say that. Who are you to? So what would they say back to you?
They'll say some goofy girly shit like that is just so basic. Like, it's like, but you didn't say nothing. Like, I don't have to. Like, as a matter of fact, honest, I'm the one who said something. I literally just said something. Like, what are you talking about? When you walk into somebody's house, you greet them. You know what I'm saying? Whether they say anything to you or not, you say, hello, how are you? I'm such and such. You introduce yourself when you go into other people's, you know what I'm saying, areas. And then it's like, they'll say something. They'll either acknowledge it, like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, whatever.
And this is a girl that's talking to your mans, or this is just like what kind of girl is it? Like, who is she?
Yeah, just somebody that, you know what I'm saying,
that you talking to,
no,
or like
that they would bring.
That they would bring over.
Like, if I'm bringing a girl, she knows who I am already.
Yeah,
so I don't have to introduce herself. But if they're bringing company,
well, I mean,
that's what I mean.
Would you want her to also address your? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Would you want her to address the other people in your house?
Yeah, of course.
So you want her to come and say, hey, to your friend, hey, I'm, Genevieve, blah, 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 blah.
Or I would even do, like, if I'm bringing someone, I would do that. Like, I was, hey, yo, what's going on, y'all? Yo, this is such and such. hey, such and such, this is the game, or you know what I'm saying. That's how it would go. I would introduce them to the homies or whatever, or anybody. But if it's vice versa, like that's what I'm saying. A lot of dudes, like if it's my cousin or one of my mans, like if they don't do that, I have to do it, and it's like you should like. Common sense is a common, so I'm not gonna say you should know. But if you know me, then you should know to, yo, what's going on? This is Madge, or you know what I'm saying, this is KJ, whoever, you know what I'm saying, however you address me. But yeah, like yo, that's oh, what's going on? What are you doing? Like that's introduce the people you bringing into other people's houses. It's on them. I blame them. It's their fault. It's not her fault. It's their fault. Because more often than not, women aren't gonna do that. They don't have that kind of sense of urgency or respect.
So let me ask you this. So one theory I've always had on the podcast is that women are like water, right? That's what I have. They're very powerful, they're strong, but they don't have any like kind of direction or any shape. Yeah. And that men are like, I use the word container, right? So you take the water, which is the woman. She's a strong man, which is a container. A strong woman needs a strong container. She's a guy who can actually hold her down and say, listen, we're doing this, we're doing that. And the woman holds him down like a container would do, right? That theory, is it making sense so far? Mm-hmm. Okay. So one thing that you just said as far as it's on the woman to know to do that, right?
No, it's not. I didn't say
no,
that.
It's on the man.
It's
on the man, right? So, but when you say that, you take responsibility away from the woman. Mm-hmm. So do you think that as a woman she should have some type of, I guess, responsibility of knowing how to be an adult or be mature around other people, or at least have that type of home training to say, hey, I come into somebody's house, I should address them?
Nah, because she probably wasn't raised by, like, she probably didn't have her dad in her life, or her mom didn't have, or her mom. The trick was down.
I don't think she likes that. What do you think about that?
The trick was down.
What is your? How do you feel about that? I feel like she made a face. What?
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
Oh, she made the I disagree face?
Yes, so I'm like, I want to know what was your opinion. You are a woman.
I'm listening.
Okay. Because like I said, I always feel like when guys take all responsibility for a woman's wrongdoing, it then depowers or removes the power that women could possibly have. Because now she has the free range to go and be disrespectful to everybody in the house, not say anything to anybody else in the house because she doesn't have a man who's going to tell her to do those things.
No, see, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not condoning that kind of behavior. What I'm saying is that if that doesn't happen the first time, right? She walks in, she doesn't say anything. That's for him to check her and be like, "Oh, listen, you didn't say hi. This is what we do here. Like, this is how we introduce ourselves to people who we're getting introduced to."
But why is it on him to check her?
Because she clearly didn't know to do it in the first place.
But why is it on her to realize this?
Why isn't it on her?
Yeah. Why is he the issue for her not?
Because a lot of women are humble enough to acknowledge when they're wrong about something.
Is it are humble enough?
No, aren't humble enough to understand, like, okay, that this is not cool. It's not cool to do that. So I'm not going to do that because, let me think. If this was my crib, I would like to know who's walking into my house. Like, they don't think logically like that. They're gonna be emotional about the shit. It's like, what? Don't tell me what to do or whatever. But like, you have to explain to them, like, this is not how we operate here. So,
but see, that's what I'm saying. So, because my whole thing is, I want women to realize that you have to take responsibility for these things. Never what?
Never. You're not gonna win that. You're not gonna win that.
That's my goal. I want women to realize because listen, I come from a place, as you know, where Patrice O'Neal, Dante Nero, Neil Strauss, a lot of running game on women. And one of the things that they teach you in the game is that women, you have to take responsibility for all things that women do. If a woman doing something wrong, it's on the guys, right?
It's your fault.
Now, I come from that, so I understand exactly what all of that means, and it works 100% of the time. Like, every time that you have to do this, it works. However, I do feel like that is the wrong way to go about things, because I do think that women have the ability to know when to do something that's wrong, and to be able to correct it without having to have a guy correct it for them. That's what I believe. That's what I want to believe is true.
I can't subscribe to that. I can't subscribe for that for 2 reasons, right? Because more often than not, women are gonna hang around other women. So if those women don't have that kind of training, like who are their friends and family, then it's not gonna trickle down. Like it'll take someone who's like, all right, like my sister, I train her well. She understands. She has a good brother. Like what I'm saying? I was her only father figure. So like, if I tell her like, "Well, listen, don't do this. This is wrong. It's fucked up. Whatever," she understands now because she has somebody like me. Her friends aren't gonna do that if her friends don't have somebody like me in their life. So it's like, if you're hanging around a whole bunch of girls who are like hood rats or whatever, or don't have no home training, and then you walk in, this is what you're used to. You're not gonna go into somebody's house with manners because you don't come from that. Unless you come from that, then there's no way that you would be able to do that.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if a guy comes to your house and doesn't address you, is it the same issue?
What of him? Nah, he's. I think she's deliberately being disrespectful.
So have you you're cool with girls, right? And if you had a kind of you have girls who you are familiar with,
yes,
who come to your house,
yes,
okay. If they bring a guy friend, has that happened before that you don't know?
No.
Okay, so if he didn't address you,
I won't even let them do that.
Why is that?
Cause I don't like a lot of dudes in my house. Like if you're coming to my crib, if it's a girl,
yeah,
I don't want you bringing dudes around me. Okay, I already have my circle of dudes.
So so she can't bring her mans to chill with you guys and your mans. Y'all nah. Okay. So, but if a dude come to your house and don't say nothing to you,
unless I have a girl there, like if I'm so if I'm chilling with my shorty, and one of my friends is a female friend or whatever, and she brings her boyfriend, and that's cool. But I don't like being one-on-one with couples. Like now, like I'm cool with this because I'm saying this is my brother. I would never, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like being around one-on-one with couples. Okay. Unless I know like this is my bro. Like this is my man, pots and pans. I'm comfortable. I'm good. I'm solid. I don't gotta worry about shit. Okay. So I don't like being around other couples.
So So would you tell the guy like, bro, you came to my crib and you ain't saying nothing? Okay, how about this? Your man's bring another guy that you know to your house. Ever happen? Yeah. Okay. What if he don't address you?
I'll address him. I'll tell him. I'm like, yo, bro, what's up? Like, who are you?
Okay. Yeah. So whose fault is that? That he doesn't address you?
My man's.
Is it man's fault again?
It's my man's fault.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If you operate with me, like if you know me, and like I know you, so if I bring somebody through your door right now and he don't say nothing, it's my fault for not even introducing. Like I can say that, yo, bro, I could tell him like, yo, bro, you should have said what up to Donovan. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's another grown ass man, right? So it's like men are different for women because I think we know what we doing. Like he knew he didn't say what up to you. So for me to tell him like, yo, you didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like, bro, you know I'm inviting you to my man's crib. You know what I'm saying? It's different with men and women. Like
so this is my thing.
She may know she's wrong, but she's not gonna know she's wrong unless somebody else tells her and checks her for it. A guy knows he's wrong. And whether somebody tells him he's wrong or not, he may not give a fuck. So
okay, so
I feel like that would more be like a home training thing as opposed to like a relationship thing or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you're saying it's more home training as opposed to gender based.
Yeah, because I'm like with the scenario, I couldn't really say anything at first because that's not the background that I have because I'm Caribbean. So it's like the manners thing is like already instilled in me. So that's not a situation I can relate to. But from what you guys are saying, I feel like it's still like either way that person is being disrespectful or doesn't care. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is my opinion on it. Would I address it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I care. But I think the person, I'd be like, whatever. But I think it's better for the person whose house it is to address the person themselves. I don't think it's on the other person to then tell that person to address you because this person is an adult.
Yeah, but your friends are a reflection of you. If you bring somebody around me who's like that, then it's like I'm gonna look at you first. Like I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm gonna blame. Like I'm gonna look at you. But yo, Donovan, why you invite this man? Like why you? Like, that's how I'm looking.
I'll probably be like, listen, bro. I don't know why he's doing that.
Okay, but like if you're bringing someone else into the house that you're unfamiliar with, the other person is unfamiliar with, isn't it your job to introduce them?
Who? Or
should they have to introduce themselves? Because we have this happen before with us multiple times.
Yeah. Okay.
Donovan don't be liking to introduce people to other people for whatever reason.
This is my thing, right? I will introduce her. We'll come back to that. So, okay, this is what will happen with her, right? So we'll go somewhere like to my family's house or whatever, right?
Right.
And can you explain? Because I actually don't even remember how this be happening. Because
I think this happened twice where he'll bring in like a family member or something like that, and I'm like expecting Donovan to be like, honestly, look, it happened today too. You ain't come in and say, hey, this is Kiki.
You've already met him.
I met you plenty of
That's
times,
what I'm
though.
saying. So you want me to be like?
I met you on the court a few times. That's why I didn't say nothing.
Just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, just being sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
It's the first time Kiki's here at the house.
Sure.
Okay.
You're right.
But
She said be
aside from
consistent.
Okay.
You know, there'll be times where like you'll bring in a family member, and I'm expecting to be like, hey, this is so and so, but it's the first time that I'm meeting them, and you don't do that. Like you kind of continue on your conversation, because I feel like you could just be like, hey, this is, and then just go back to what you guys are talking about. Because I see that you guys are talking, but it's like it's kind of awkward for me because I'm like, do I interrupt you? Y'all are speaking. See, what happens here? We looking at each other. I don't know who this is. She don't know who I am.
It's a preference thing. What are we gonna say?
That puts people in bad positions when like. Because I get where she's coming from.
Right.
Like,
let me ask you this:
me in a bad position if somebody you're invited doesn't say something, because then I have to address them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When that's like,
have you been to one of your girlfriend's house through her parents?
No.
Okay. Have you been out with your girlfriend at friends. Functions?
Yeah.
Do you introduce yourself to her friends? You say exactly, right? Mm-hmm. So you introduce yourself to her friends.
If she doesn't.
But you do it. You don't sit there and wait for her to. You go, listen, hey, my name is Madge, and I'm trying to, whatever. Because why do you do that?
Because I'm a guy. Like,
but why is it?
I'm a guy, and I don't let other people speak for me.
But before that, you're saying that she might introduce you as well. She might say, hey, this is my man, XYZ.
Before alright, so what I'm saying is I wouldn't wait for her to do that. If she does it before, if she opens her mouth before mine, then alright, cool, man, go ahead, do that. Like, yo, yeah, what's up, y'all? But okay. if she doesn't, like, as soon as I pull up, yo, what's good, yo, I'm saying I'm such and such, like, you know what I'm saying, what's your name? Alright, cool.
Okay.
I'm saying, so that's how I'm looking at it. Before she even opens her mouth, I would have already done it. But if my mind is somewhere else and I just so happen, like, whatever, I think about shit and she says something, oh yeah, yo, what's up, y'all, yo, yeah, like, that's what it would be. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. It's just different when you're coming into somebody else's house or you're bringing people. It's like if I'm bringing somebody to your birthday party and then they don't say nothing to you, like it's like how do you not acknowledge the birthday boy? Or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like how do you? It
is kind of weird. I guess this is how I look at it for me. I want my woman to be able to stand by herself, like to be strong by herself. If we go out somewhere, I want her to be able to go, hey, my name is Melissa, how you doing?
It trickles down from you, though. Had she not had you in her life, she probably wouldn't do that.
Regardless of, okay, but this is here's my thing about this, right? I'm trying to forge a new path. No. I'm trying to forge a new path where women can do things by themselves.
No,
that's what I want.
No, this is not the Amazonian land, bro. No.
So that's what So I'm like, because I think something weird had happened with her and introducing people. So it was something weird. I forgot the exact specifics of what happened. I think you were standing there looking at them, or me and the person were talking, and we had started talking already. And the person it was something weird where it was like, I didn't introduce you yet. I forgot the exact reason. If you remember, please let me know.
Right, we was walking for like 5 minutes already at that point.
You talking about with Hadassah?
Yes.
My cousin was trying to cut my ass. So imagine you pull up to your man's, right? And he's cutting your ass.
Right.
This your man. You good. You have been chilling you know him for 15 years. Your whole life. It's your family member, actually. It's your brother, right? You pull up to him like, yo, bro, you ugly, whatever. Are you going to stop him cutting your ass and be like, hey, brother, this is my girlfriend?
Yeah.
And then go back to him?
Right. I'm not even thinking about you right now.
I'm about to cut your ass.
I'm about to roast this nigga.
I'm about to cut your ass.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what was happening.
So that's what I'm looking at. My mind was like, oh, she's coming at me crazy. I'm like, well, you look like this, you look like that, whatever, right? So now she's with me talking about some, you ain't even say nothing. You ain't even tell him I was here. I'm like if it was that serious, you could have just been like, hey,
but
I'm Melissa.
Going back and forth.
That's
like a whole minute. Like it's alright.
So that's how.
Or you could have been sarcastic about it. Like, hey, by the way, I'm Melissa.
That's what I'd be saying. I'm like, yo, you could just be like, hey, I know he introduced me like he was supposed to, but my name's Melissa.
Right. Nah, there wasn't. It was a lot going on.
But see, so in my mind, that's what I want. I'm like, listen, you can do these things yourself. You don't need me to tell you these things. There are girls who come up who will run up to you and she will go to your feeling. I've had girls who will come in the house and talk to my family by themselves. I can still be trying to close the door. She done already went in the living room, sat down, talked to hey, how you doing? I'm this. Where are you from? My name. And I'm like, damn, I didn't close the door yet. Like, she done already had a whole convo with them. Had other girls who was like, nah, I can't even go talk to your mom because I'm just scared. I don't want to talk to her. Is that a girl thing or that's a me thing? They both came to me like that.
Different. I'm saying different home training. It's just that the background also. Like she's right when it comes down to the background. The background also falls into play. But that's what I'm saying. If you don't have people in your life to prepare you for these things, then you're never gonna be prepared and you're never gonna do them. So it's like someone had you to be like, yo, listen, like, yeah, it's okay to introduce yourself. I'm saying introduce yourself when you walk into other people's homes. I'm saying that's regular. If you don't, more often than not, if you don't check a girl on what she's doing wrong or what triggers you or what bothers you or whatever, it's going to continue to happen. And that's probably, I would say that for everyone, but I say that specifically for girls because a lot of dudes don't check women because they want to have sex with them so bad that they just, you know what I'm saying, they just like, you know what, I don't want to get her upset, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And that's why I always say it's a difference between the girls and the guy, because like, if my man's is fucking up or he's doing something that's fucked up, I'm going to tell him. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell him. I'm going to let him know because I don't have no... You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do nothing.
Oh, okay, I
so it's
like
that's why I always say it's different. So with me, it doesn't matter with me because I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. But with other people care about that. So it's difficult to take that away if you're thinking like, damn, I can't tell this girl nothing. I'm gonna just let her do what she want because at the end of the night, I'm trying to kill, and if I get her mad, she might leave. I'm saying, as opposed to it being your friend, it's like, I don't give a fuck if this nigga leave. Like, say hi.
So what do you think her role is then? And if you're saying the guy's role is to what, manage her, and what's her role?
Yeah. To make sure, like, so his role is to manage her, and her role is to listen. like, you listen to the manager. This nigga's laughing. I'm dead serious,
bruh. Because that's funny. Because I'm like, okay, I'm assuming black girls are gonna watch this, right? And you know that they'd be the most outrageous ones. Would be outraged ones, right? So, so my thing is, what other roles would a woman have other than listening? What else? What other things you got on the list? Do you think she should be like? You said cooking and cleaning earlier. You feel like she should be.
You said that. I didn't say that.
You said you want the floor to be clean so you can lick the floor.
I agreed with you on that. Don't say I said it.
You didn't say that?
You said it and I agreed. I'm like, yeah.
So do you agree? Nice. So you don't want that?
No, I do want that. I'm saying I agree with you, but it didn't come in my mouth first.
Okay, so
he said it right. Am I bugging?
I did, but once I say it and you agree, I'm like, we're on the same page.
I agree.
So now I still want to know, what do you think a woman's role is in a relationship with a guy other than listening? What do you think she's supposed to do?
To be his assistant and consultant, like you know what I'm saying, to hold him down when he can't be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like big him up. Like sometimes it's like, all right, if I'm macho man and I'm out going to war and doing what I'm doing and bringing home the bread or whatever, you know what I'm saying, make sure that when I come back, my battery is recharged. Like, be my charger. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard. Yeah, just to be my charger. Like, when I come back home, my battery might be dying. I might be on 5%.
So what's your charger for you? Because I think for everybody that's different. What is your charger? Like, what does a girl have to do to make you feel like, okay, I'm ready to go back out and handle my business again? You come home drained. What do you need her to be doing? Because some people might say, listen, I want to play 2K with my girl. Another person might say, I want her to massage my feet. I want her to cook. I want to talk about life. I want her to hold me in my bed while I'm sleeping. Whatever. Like, what is your thing that you feel like I'll be recharged from?
I'm saying that's going to be dependent on the circumstance. Like, if I come back home from a hard days of work and I just finished arguing with my boss, I might not want to bring that energy home. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to go work out or whatever. Just like, sometimes give me space when I need it. You know what I'm saying? If I need to be taken care of, like, you know what I'm saying, fuck me good. Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm taken care of on that side. I'm saying make sure your conversation is lit. You know what I'm saying? Have good conversation. I don't know. Dudes like to cuddle. I like to cuddle from time to time. So I'm saying make sure we chilling, talking, we holding each other, eating food or watching a movie. Just I'm saying it's just companionship. It's not hard to hold down the dude. It's just she has to be willing to do it, ready, willing, and able.
So I mean, listen, I agree with the recharging part. I feel like
whatever that consists of for you.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Everybody thinks it's different.
It's different, right?
So that's how I'm trying to figure out which one is for you. So that's how I'm like,
yeah. It's pretty much all of the above when it comes down to everything I just named. That would be, you know what I'm saying, depending on the scenario.
Because when you said that for you have a long day at work. Let's say you're arguing with your boss, right? Now you come home, you don't want your girl to talk to you, or you want to just go and work out and just kind of figure it out on your own.
Nah, I want to take away that energy. I'll be like, babe, I'll be right back. I'll be back at like 5. I'm about to go to the gym and play ball.
So what about a girl that's like, oh, she's gonna calm you down? She could be your thing that calms you down. Have you had that before?
No, but she possibly that would be it.
Yeah,
that she can be that. Whatever she wants to do from there, we can do that. What I'm saying is that me personally, if I'm tight, I'm gonna go work out or play ball.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So are you in a relationship right now?
Or I'm gonna punish her sexually. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? But preferably I'm gonna go play ball. I'm like, I'm gonna go play ball, I'm gonna work out, blow some steam, and then I'm gonna come back. Hey, what's up? How was your day? What you got into? You know what I'm saying? That's my way of. That's one of my coping skills.
So are you vulnerable with women?
Sometimes, depending on what the women like. Depending on the women.
Okay, what do you consider being vulnerable to a woman? Because like for me, I feel like the only thing I don't like is her tongue touch my butthole. That's my only thing. Anything outside of that, I'm pretty straight. Like,
but she tried to do that before.
Because like she'll be doing like weird shit where like I'll be on the bed and she might want to touch like my cheek and I'm like, yo, you're doing too much. Don't do nothing around there. Don't do nothing like that. Anything other than that, I feel like I'm very vulnerable. So that's why I'm like, for me, I'm like all the way over here as far as cuddling, kissing, laying on her lap, laying on her chest, all of that stuff I'll do. So I know a lot of people, like I had a friend before, and he didn't want to eat pussy. That was too vulnerable for him, right? Another one, he didn't want to kiss girls.
He's too vulnerable,
right?
He's wilding.
Other guys don't want to cry in front of girls. A lot of these.
I don't want to cry in front of you.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's one thing I'm.
So what are your things for you that you feel like, okay, these things I just don't do, and then why do you feel like you don't do those things?
I don't want to cry in front of you. I don't want to cry in front of her. But you little bitch, you like, cause girls will do that. People do that too. But like, I wouldn't want my shorty, who I'm supposed to, you know what I'm saying, hold down. And I just want to make sure that I don't cry around you. That's not something that I wanna do. That's just my non-negotiable. I'm not gonna cry.
That's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So what if something happens to you? Like what if something happens, like something tragic happens in your life?
I mean, if it happens right then and there, like you feel me? If something happens and then I wind up getting shot or some shit, or I get stabbed again, and I have to let it out, I'm gonna cry. But if I can avoid it as much as possible, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so this is my thing. Do you think it'd be better to date a woman that doesn't care if you're crying, or do you feel like you just shouldn't cry in front of your woman?
I think they all care.
Okay.
I'm judging that they're all gonna care.
Do you disagree with that? Why do you disagree with that?
Why? I don't understand. Like, what situation are you trying to avoid with that? Like her dogging you or something like that?
Yeah, like I don't want you to see me crying and you just hold it against me on the back end or whatever the situation is.
I feel like then that's probably not the person you should be with, because if you really care about the person, you wouldn't do that. Like, you wouldn't want, like, why would? Yeah.
I don't give people ammunition. That's what I don't want to give anybody some kind of ammunition to hold against me on the act.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, if we just so happen to having a falling out, I don't want to give nobody no kind of ammunition to talk shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I can't even imagine doing that. But
what?
Like what he's saying, like you're in an argument and then you just be like, oh well, you was.
Well, listen, no, girls do that shit all the time. Like, I'm not gonna act like that shit don't happen. I'm pretty sure you probably done it too. So probably I have to sit down and think about it. It happens. Now, however, I was talking to my cousin the other day, right? And I want to know what you feel about this quote. I came up with it myself, okay? It's a philosopher. True strength comes from the endurance of pain, not the lack of it.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, but then you agree with that?
Of course.
But you are not enduring the pain from your girlfriend saying something to you. You're trying to avoid the pain in its entirety. So that wouldn't be true strength.
That's completely different. I agree with you with that quote, but in the sense that me crying in front of her has nothing to do with endurance. I'm gonna cry and let out the pain that I have, but I just don't want to do it in front of her. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying, okay, this is what I mean by it. If you don't want to cry, if you're choosing not to cry in front of your girl because it might hurt you down the line, you're saying that she might use this later. You're trying to avoid the time that you might feel that pain.
No, I don't want to hear it. Is what I'm saying. Is like I don't want to hear it.
But why don't you want to hear it?
No, because it just because it's like when people talk shit and say mad unnecessary shit. It's like, all right, you didn't have to say that. That's mad irrelevant. It's like that's one thing I don't want to hear. Is like, oh, you were crying such and such in my arms and such, and how could you do this? So I don't want to hear none of that. Like,
okay,
you know
so my question to that would be,
it has nothing to do about pain. It's just I don't want to hear that shit.
But then what would be hard about saying? What would be hard about saying? Okay, yeah, I did cry in your arms. Yeah, I ate your pussy backwards. Yes. Mm-hmm. But you're saying you don't want to do that.
Well, nothing. I don't want to have that. It's just I don't want to have that conversation. Like it's just something that I'm just not with. Like I'm not trying to even go there with you.
But I don't understand why. Because I said for me, I try to be as vulnerable as possible because I feel like, for me, like I said, true strength would be if Melissa said to me, Donovan, you was crying like a little bitch, and I'm like, okay, that's how you, like, if you say it to me, we're not, that's it, we're not talking no more. But I'm not gonna not cry so that she can't say that to me. I want her to say that to me so then I will know, yeah, I'm not fucking with, like, you're somebody I want to fuck with. But I know now, if you catch me crying, if you see me crying for some whatever reason, how you deal with that, how you deal with me being vulnerable, let me know whether I want to be with you or not. If you bring up something like that later where I'm like, we outside, and you like, yeah, you were a bitch because you was crying yesterday, and I'm just like, that's like, in my head, I'd be like, okay, I know that you're the kind of person I don't want to be with. So I would want to be vulnerable because if I'm not vulnerable, it won't expose what kind of person she is. So you'll never know if your girl's really fucking with you if you cry, if you try to hide it from her. But if you cry and she's like, my man cried, but he would fuck you up. So you could say whatever you want about him, but say that to him, and I'm pretty sure it won't go the same way you think it's gonna go. That's the kind of girl that you would want to be with, as opposed to girls like, man, my man cried all the time like a little bitch. Now, however, with that, when it comes to crying for guys, I don't think that guys should cry if they aren't going to fix the situation that's making them cry. Like if there's something like, you know, maybe your job or something like that, you might cry about your job, whatever. I think that's something that you should be trying to fix going forward. Like, it's not like, okay, every time I come home, I'm crying in your arms. Every time I get into I stub my toe, I'm crying. I feel that's excessive. I feel like if you're crying, though, over something big, and your girl treats you bad about that, it's not somebody you should be with. That's how I look at it.
Fair enough. I understand where you're coming from with that, but the way I look at it is, if I were to cry in the girl's arms, in the back, and the way I'm processing it, like the way it's happening, to me is that I've already done it 100 times.
Done what? What do you mean?
That, like, all right, so let's say I'm crying, like, I go to her, I'm crying, something just happened, I'm saying someone just passed, or I'm saying I lost my job, or something tragic like that, right? Yeah. And I go to her, and I cry in her arms, say, it's okay, baby, it's all right, whatever, we gonna figure this out. In the back of my head, the way I'm processing is that I've already done that 100 times.
I don't know what you mean.
I've done that in my head to her 100 times already.
Oh, so you're thinking that your first time is your 100th time?
Yes.
Why?
That's how I'm looking at it. It's like, I don't even want to be put in that position to do that.
It's interesting because I'm like, I definitely understand that, like what you're saying. Like you feel the weight of it being the 100th time. There is no like scale of like, well, this is the first time. I should be cool. She should be cool at the first time. It's the first time. When you do it, you feel like, nah, I done did this over and over and over again. But I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand why.
So it's like, even with, I don't want to even be put in that position to do that because I don't even want it to happen. And if it happens, I'm gonna avoid letting it out in front of you because that's just how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I would want you to maintain this image of me in your head of how, you know what I'm saying, how you met me, whatever.
But I feel like that's not accurate though.
No. It would be because you don't have to see me cry. Just like you don't always have to, like, I don't know if you ever watched her shit or whatever, but I wouldn't want to see that. But if I did, it would be like, for me, it would be whatever. I don't care. But that's what I'm saying is like, everybody don't think the way you do. So just because you cry in front of her and you think, oh, this is not the person that I want to cry in front of, or this is the person I want to cry in front of, it's like, no, I don't want to cry in front of nobody. Like, not even my mom, not my sister, nobody. Okay. So it's not just her. It's just a non-negotiable. It's like, I don't want to do that in front of anyone.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I don't consider it a non-negotiable because it's something that you doing for yourself as opposed to what she's doing for you.
For me, it's not
something that you just won't do.
Yeah, it's like me. I'm telling myself, like, this is not what you're gonna do in front of people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that's how I'm looking at it. Like, we're not doing this in front of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. It's not just her. It's just anybody. If we gonna cry, we gonna cry together in a mirror by ourselves. That's it. Like,
That's how I get that. I definitely get that. I've had friends who cry a lot. I'm not really a crier. I think you might see me cry twice, maybe.
nah, crying is absolutely healthy. I just don't think crying in front of people is healthy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think.
Listen, I hear you.
I'm not a subscriber. I'm not a subscriber of that at all. Like, yo, cry away, brother, man. Cry away. Make it happen. Do what you gotta do in order to let that grief out or that sorrow or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't recommend you crying in front of people. Like, that's just, yeah, don't cry in front of people, bro.
So that's the last thing kind of wanted to touch on as far as basketball goes, right? So, do you want your girl to be into sports, and how do you feel about her being into sports?
It would be dope if she is. I wouldn't mind if she wasn't though.
Okay, she have to be athletic, or anything like that. Does she have to have any type of?
I would want her to be fit, because I'm gonna make sure that my body is up to par, so we can maintain the attraction.
Okay, because I'm like, yeah, I've had a conversation with people, and they're like, yeah, you know, my girl like Tim, for example. He wants his girl to be very, very, very fit because he's very, very, very fit. I've had family members who they're fit, and then the other person is not as fit. And I feel like it kind of puts some type of, I guess, hinge in a relationship where they're like, well, you know, I don't really mind as much, even though they do. And now they're talking to other people who actually aren't shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You put yourself in a bad position when, like if I'm talking to somebody, and I know why she likes me. Mm-hmm. So as soon as whatever that thing isn't there anymore, she's not gonna fuck with me anymore, because that's why she originally was fucking with me. So I can acknowledge that. Like, if I'm talking to a shorty and she look good, you know what I'm saying, her toes is done, you know what I'm saying, she know how to dress, her hair, you know what I'm saying, she look good. Mm-hmm. As soon as she start falling off and not looking as attractive as she was before, I'm not gonna really be feeling her like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a thing that you would have to maintain. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, whatever you like somebody for, I forgot how Dante said it, but like, whatever you like somebody for is what you're gonna continue to look for in them, in that relationship. Mm-hmm. And if it's not there no more, you're not gonna be as interested anymore. So it makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that. Oh, I think I remembered it. It was
because if she leaves you, it's because whatever was there originally isn't there no more. So yeah, she's gonna look for it somewhere else. So,
it was like a woman will fall in love with you for who you are, spend the rest of your life trying to change you for who she wants you to be. Mm-hmm. If she's successful, she'll leave you for the person that you were when she met you.
She was when she met you. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So I mean, yeah, should be really. Listen, women are some interesting animals. You guys are very interesting out here. Y'all are. I love you though. I love you. You're so beautiful.
I listen, man. I love women, man. Women. I love women. Can't live with them. Can't live without them, man. So you just gotta find that in between. It's like you gotta accept it for what it is.
Yeah, listen. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to see if there's any other way to do it. I'm seeing if it's possible. I don't. Like I said, I want my strong black woman who I love very much. Who I love you. You know, I love you. I love you. Like I said, I don't want it to feel like she has to only depend on me. I want her to be able to do it, but I don't want her to feel like she has to. And I feel like the stuff I've learned in the past makes her feel like she has to. She would have to if I started to do stuff like that.
It gets out of hand.
In terms of what?
In terms of like, all right, so an example would be, right, a woman does something by herself. She does it successfully. And then it gets to a toxic point where I don't need a man for anything anymore. Mm-hmm. Like that would be the mentality, which is not the case. It's not the reality. Mm-hmm. But according to them, that's what it would be. So now I no longer need a man for anything, because I've been doing this by myself, or I've done this by myself, or I've done that by myself. It becomes weird. It becomes some kind of psychotic thought process. Like, I'll be damned if I say I don't need a woman for anything. Yeah, I do. I need a woman to fuck me. I need a woman to do this. I need a woman to consult me and take care of me and hold me down when I'm not feeling like myself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need women for that. Like, that's what we have. That's what y'all there for. And vice versa. Whatever y'all supposedly think that y'all don't need us for, that's what we're there for. So it's like, what women, it becomes out of hand, because it's weird, son. It's like it's I watch it happen because I have women in my life who do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
It's crazy you just said that. I'm thinking
it's weird, so I can't.
Do guys say that? Do guys ever say like I don't need no woman?
No.
I don't hear that.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I think that's funny because girls be like, I don't need no man. I'm like, I don't ever hear a guy be like, bro, I don't need no woman, bro.
I don't ever hear niggas be like, yo, I do hear niggas, but I don't need no bitch. But it's weird. That's what I'm saying. It's like it only comes from them saying that to us, so then we in turn say that to them. But it doesn't come from us. Like, that thought process didn't even originate with us. Like a man would never say some goofy shit like that.
Yeah, I can't think of a time I've heard a guy say something like that. Unless it's MGTOW, when those only people I feel like say that, and that's usually because their lack of ability to have a woman is where they'll say, you know what, I don't need no woman. I just play video games and I'll just go to work and be fine and jerk off. But the average person, I've never met a successful.
What was that?
MGTOW.
MGTOW?
Yeah, it's is it? I think it's MGTOW. Men. Can you Google it? I think it's men going their own way. I think it stands for, and it's pretty much like men who decide not to have sex with women anymore. They decide to.
Niggas just doing the towel.
Yeah, right. They just was like, yo, I can't deal with it no more. I don't want to deal with it. Yo, and they just
I felt like that before though. Like,
bruh.
Yeah, son. But I've only felt like that, but that's not the reality of the situation. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that's where the game gets fucked up. Like, women would feel this way, but that's not the reality of the situation either.
And I feel like they take it way farther than. I feel like I said, I feel like a guy that feels like that is a guy that doesn't have options. I feel like a woman doesn't feel like that when, like, if she's like a lower class woman, I don't feel like she feels like that. Does that make sense? Like.
No, you got the right idea. I get where you're coming from. Like, that's what I'm saying. We live two different realities. So if a woman is saying that, she isn't saying that because she doesn't have options. She's saying that because the kind of man she wants isn't in her life. She can get dick or she could get a guy, but it's not going to be the guy that she has in her head, like that she clearly desires.
That's not what I mean.
Okay.
I mean, like,
but that's how I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm saying like a woman who has status, who is an attractive woman, will say, I don't need no man. But a man who has status and is attractive doesn't say that.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. We live two different realities, though.
Yeah, and I think that's
they
crazy.
take it to a whole different level.
Yeah, they run with that.
And it becomes psychotic. It's like, yo, like, this is getting out of hand because now you're a person with influence, power, and young women are looking up to you, and then they're going to start saying that goofy shit, too. And it's like, it fucks the whole game up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just fucks the game up all types of ways. Yeah, I be talking to girls and they always like, I hate when a girl asks me what do I do. Like, as soon as she asks me what do I do, I'm not even interested no more. Like,
why?
Because she cares. Because in my head she cares. She only cares about what kind of money I make. So she's gonna try to use me for my bread or whatever. Do some Cardi B shit. Do what she can to get whatever she can out of me, and then after that keep it pushing. Like, if I would only fuck with a girl if she don't even ask me that kind of question.
Really?
And yeah, I don't want you. I don't even want to tell you how much I make or what I do, so you can have some kind of idea of what you can get out of me, or you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't even want to give you any idea of that. Like, I'll tell you some shit like, nah, I work at McDonald's just to see how you react, and you know what I'm saying, what kind of energy you give me after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just. Because guys are like,
So when you tell a girl you're an artist, how does that play out? If you tell a girl that you're an artist, how does it play out?
I don't.
They don't know? Girls who be fucking don't know?
I don't. On the back end, like later, but I don't be. That's what I'm saying. I don't be sucking myself off. Like, I don't.
But I mean,
like,
I feel like in casual conversation, like, I make music, you know.
Nah, if in regular conversations, I'll just be like, what kind of music you listen to? Oh, okay, that's dope. That's dope. What kind of music you listen to? Like, listen to music. I don't really listen to music like that, but if I did choose, I'll listen to this. And then, okay, cool. Alright, now we off the topic of music. Like, I don't be like, yeah, yo, go check out my shit. It's on. Like, I don't be doing that.
I feel like even okay. So have you told a girl? Oh, let me just fix something real quick. So when you talk to women and it doesn't come up at all that you make music.
It does if one of my friends be like, yo, yeah, he got music on iTunes, and then I'm like, bro, you didn't have to say that. Like, I don't do that.
But don't you want your woman to be like, yo, my man is an artist? Like, you don't want her to be on.
Nah.
What? I don't understand, bro. I'm not saying you should be bragging like, yo, here, listen to my mixtape, but I'm like, yeah, I make music.
The main reason why I don't do that is because nowadays the industry and that scene is kind of watered down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very, it's like it became a cliche. So like if I be like, yo, I make music, I'm an artist, and then she be like, okay, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Everybody makes music now. So it's like that's one conversation I avoid having.
But what if you dope though?
No, I am dope.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't care about that. Like that's not me. My opinion of myself isn't gonna. I can't say that because you can turn people into believers. But me promoting saying, oh, I make music is like it's cool, but it's just in the back of my head when people tell me that, it's like, okay, everybody makes music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would rather my friends be like, yeah, yo, like if they big me up and then be, yo, listen, I'm gonna play your music right now, then alright, cool. But if I do it myself, it kind of seems like I'm forcing the situation, and I don't want to do that.
I understand that a little bit. The only thing I'm thinking about would be if you're talking to them and come up in regular conversation, how you would kind of maneuver that topic. Let's say I make music. I'm assuming the girl might gonna go, can I hear it? Would you give it to? Would you send it to her? Or you be like, nah?
I'll let her listen to it if she asks. This is what I'm saying. Is that I don't force my music upon people.
But I'm saying you gotta tell her first that you make music before she can ask.
No.
How's she gonna ask and know you don't know?
If that's what I'm saying. If I'm in a social scene and my friends say, oh yeah, because 9 times out of 10, my friend does that. Like,
no, I mean you on the phone like cuffing at night.
Oh, cuffing.
And you just met her and she's like talking.
No.
She's like, what you do? You're like, oh, I make music. And you be like, you're not gonna say, what do you tell you? Like, what happened? What do you tell her?
I try my best not to. I really try my best not to have those conversations. Like, I really do.
But why?
And I can't say that I've never had them. I have.
Okay.
It's just I try my best not to.
How do they go when you do have them?
It goes well. Like,
so why don't you just say it all the time? Like I'm not saying push it on them. You're like, yo, what you do? I do music. I make music. Because
to me, when people do it to me, it's obnoxious. So if I don't like something, I try not to do it to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like pushing my music in front of people. I don't like doing that. Unless they genuinely have interest and I meet you at a social event where it's like at a show, a networking event, something like that. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm here because I make music and I'm trying to promote my song. I'm trying to get on this radio station so they could spin my record or whatever. Like if I'm there for that, that's what I'm there for. That's what I'm gonna talk about. But if I'm at the Mazard, for me, smoking hookah and just chilling or whatever, I'm not gonna be like, yo, yeah, son, yo, you know I make music, yo, here, listen to me on iTunes, listen to me on Spotify. Like, that's not what people are there for. They're there just to chill, casually enjoy their hookah, have some conversation, maybe mingle and meet some people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just you gotta read the room. Like, I don't do that. So it's like, it depends what I'm there for.
Yeah, I get that. I know when I was doing biking, I used to be like that. I used to definitely be like, I had 2 different times. When I was doing biking, I don't tell nobody what I was doing because I'm like, nah, this is not like a job people want to hear. So I'd be like, yeah, I work in the city. That's what I always say. I just work in the city, right? Then I started doing the opposite, going completely the other way. Like, I am a bike messenger. I deliver pizza in the city on my electric bicycle. That's what I do for a living, right? And I tried to figure out how can I say this thing and still make it either sound sexy or sound cool or make it not be an issue with our relationship. I started doing that. In that same amount of time, I started doing quickies and some other businesses I had, right? So that would be like, yeah, I got an office in the city, I got a delivery company, I do all this other cool shit. But I felt like I was lying by saying that too, because I'm like, even though it's true, it's not like as I'm making it seem. Like, yeah, I got an office, but it's a co-working space. Yeah, I got a company, but it's not making no money yet. Like,
yeah, like with the record labels do the artists.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So I was just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. So now what I realize is like, to be in the middle of saying, all I do is bike messaging and I have an office. The middle is exactly what the truth is. So I say exactly what I'm doing. I work for a DoorDash and I'm trying to start a company called the Bamboo Project. And then I leave it at that. If somebody asks me like, yo, what is that? I'll tell them. I'll just be like, yeah, I do this or I do that. And then because what I've noticed is most people won't ask, right? They go, oh, okay, that's cool. Or they'll ask one question just because they want to seem like they're interested, but they're not really interested. So I have an answer for that for the second question. I bet. What do you do? I go over there from there. I'm just like, all right, I go to, that's how I push it out like that. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm like, most people definitely, they don't care when they ask. That's why I'm just like, if you say it, they're going to be like, all right, can I hear something? You be like, sometime. Maybe I'll listen to some shit at some point.
Nah, that's what people do. Like, are you serious? You sure you want to hear this? All right, bet, cool. All right,
yeah.
Yeah, you got Spotify? Cool, yeah. But my thing is like with that, I don't ask people what they. I ask people what I'm like. Yo, what you into? Like I don't. What you interested in? Like I ask people their interests as opposed to like what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it doesn't even correlate. So it's like,
yeah,
like what are you interested in, as opposed to like what do you do? It's like it sounds more. It gives them a broader vision of like, okay, I have options as opposed to just saying what I do. I'm saying what I'm interested in. I'm interested in a lot of things. So like now it opens up the conversation for different shit as opposed to, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a real estate agent, and then it's like, oh, okay, dope. I may not care about real estate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you be like, yo, what you interested in or what you into, then that opens a door for other shit to have other conversations, and then maybe you could sneak in. Yeah, I mean music. I'm an artist. Yeah, dope. You like music? Yeah, that's when it opens up the conversation for that. So, but yeah, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start pushing. I'm gonna start shoving my music in people's faces. just for you. I'm like,
you said for me. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say that. I'm like, yo, my man's Donovan. I'm like, yo, my man's Donovan was like, yo, son, yo, if people like music, shove your music in their face. Yeah, make them listen to it. Make them a believer. So yeah,
I'm saying that the people that fuck with you gonna fuck with you, whether you say you do music or you flip burgers. That's what I'm saying it. So if you tell a person you do music and they don't fuck with it, they was gonna fuck with you regardless of what you told them you do.
I disagree with that.
They don't fuck with you.
You have to give people incentive.
But that's not that if you do music and you tell me something else, then you lying to them. Like let's say, like if your main thing right now is music and you're like, yeah, you know, I work at the rec center. That's not you. Like you're not just a rec center employee. You more than that. So you telling them that's like a lie. Something like being deceptive.
Well, if I were to say I play basketball, but don't tell them that I make music, that's being deceptive.
Yes, because you're trying to avoid telling them you do music.
That's not being deceptive.
That's literally trying to act like all I do is play basketball.
That's not trying to act like you just play basketball.
But let me ask you this: if you say, "Yo, Donna, where was you at yesterday?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I went to the mall and then I went to play basketball." Right? I didn't tell you that I went to hang out with Jay-Z. I didn't tell you that I went on a plane ride. None of that. I just told you those two things. Is that being deceptive?
Nah, you don't have to go into detail or explain your day from when you woke up to when you went to sleep. But the question was, what did you do? Did you do those things? Yeah, alright, cool. Now if they have more questions, I'm saying, but nah, you're Donovan. Like, be more specific when you ask people questions. This is why I always say, in the contracts, you have to be specific on what you want and what are you expecting in return or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm having the conversation, like, yo, that's what I say. Like, what you into? Like, what kind of stuff you into is more sufficient as opposed to saying, what do you do? Because what you do may not be what you into, and vice versa. So it's like you gotta really be. If people ask me like, yo, what am I into? But like, yo, I'm into basketball. I play ball. You know what I'm saying? I go to the gym, such and such and such. I mean, I like podcasts. I like doing radio shows. I like hosting shows. And yeah, I do music on the side as well. That's one of my side hustles. I got music and such. That's, you know what I'm saying? I'll give them a broader vision. But if you ask me what do I do, that's the answer to answer that question. I'm just gonna tell you I make music. I'm not gonna tell you I play basketball and shit. Like,
I think that's more accurate to what you do. But as far as that goes, the last thing I want to talk about was basketball in general. I'm gonna make it kind of short because I kind of just wanted to see your opinion on a couple of things. First thing I want to ask you is who you think is the greatest of all time.
Jordan, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you have Jordan over LeBron?
Because Jordan, not only does he have more rings, but he just, the way Jordan played, like I like the attack Mamba mentality. I like that. I don't like the passive game. Like LeBron is very passive, and he could be much more of a dominant player as opposed to being the player he is now. And he dropped the ball on a lot of things. Like, he does a lot of goofy shit to me. Like the final shit. Like, all the finals that he lost was really his fault. Yeah, for multiple reasons though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, just having faith in players who aren't showing up from the first to the third is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, what do you mean?
Like, all right, so pretty much he was putting the ball in other people's hands when they kept giving it to him so he can take over.
Well, what part of the game? In the fourth quarter or in the first three?
No, at the end of the game.
Okay,
Like, when they needed him. Like,
right.
When they needed him most is when he didn't show up. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's
first
like,
3 quarters he kills, and in the fourth quarter he's. Right.
And there's none of that in Jordan. Like, you know who to give the ball to. Who's hitting the buzzer beater? I am. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even a debate. Like who y'all giving the ball to? Y'all giving the ball to me. So give me the ball because I want to win, and so do you. So give me the ball. Like I'm not giving it to you because you're not gonna deliver. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like the assertiveness of Jordan is like Jordan knew who he was. Jordan lived up to that, and he's forever gonna be the GOAT for that. And I'm saying LeBron is who he is, but he doesn't always live up to that, and that's where, like, not only did he have the name King James before he went into the NBA, which was OD neckish, like they were sucking him off before he even got into the A. I'm like, bro, he didn't even earn that name yet. But it's just, bro, like just the mentalities are different, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Different eras or whatever the case may be is, but still, even in this era, like I genuinely. Well, evidently, you can see that the 90s and the early 2000s was way more aggressive than the game that we have now. Yeah. So for people to be like, LeBron is the greatest or gonna be the greatest of all time or whatever is bullshit, because the game is the game is less aggressive now than it was when Jordan was playing. Like Jordan really had to Jordan went through hell to be who he is. Like LeBron really didn't go through much to be who he is. They already labeled him King James before he was in the NBA, and he was expected to do great things and shit. Jordan was majorly slept on.
Yeah, so it's like I think LeBron has a better career than Jordan, but I think Jordan's a better player. I think that LeBron. That's what I think. That's my like. What do you call it? Fair. Like I can't think of the word, but it's like because he does so much. So if you look at the stat sheet, it's like LeBron's gonna have this, and that. But that's deceiving because it's like basketball's about winning the game and putting this ball in the basket. We got 5 seconds, I need you to do what the game is about. Take the ball and put it in there. If I give you the ball and you can't do that, then you're not the player that I don't need that. So if you're going to be the greatest of all time, I need you at any point in time, when I give you this ball, you need to do what you're supposed to do as the greatest player of all time. If you can't do that, in my opinion, you're not great. On top of that, I feel like he is not skilled as a basketball player. I think he's getting better-ish now. I think that for the most part, his skill has been his body. The fact he's been able to maintain his body for damn near 20 years, which is that's ridiculous. That's his ability to maintain his athleticism is almost as amazing as Jordan was at playing basketball. Like that's how I would compare it to. Where it's like, 20 years of not getting injured at all. He might have sprained his ankle like twice, had a groin injury once for 20 years, and you're still one of the most strongest players in the league, still fast as hell, still could jump out the gym. You still could do mostly everything you could do when you was 15 years ago. That's crazy to me.
It's not crazy to me. I don't think it's majorly far-fetched because he got money. Like,
but that's what
the reason I'm saying that's because not only does he have money, but like if you're an NBA player, you're given this money to maintain your body and maintain this lifestyle that you're living. So it's like you're put in a position to not lose. So for the people who do lose and don't maintain their body weight, or like it's like when boxers box, you have to make weight. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they could continue to make weight is like, it makes sense. You have the money, you have the resources, you have all of this stuff. So there shouldn't be any excuse why you can't maintain that. So it's like the fact that he maintained that, it makes sense to me. It isn't too crazy.
But it's the thing, nobody else does that at that level. Like how many players can do what he's been more or less the same player for 20 years. Most players will be already retired after year 11. He's 9 more years after you retired. He's still going to be averaging 30. And he's almost 37 years old. Came in the league at 18, been in the league for almost 20 years, and he's still, like I said, his body is not like. Have you heard of major LeBron injury?
No.
Every other player you could think of, every other superstar player of all time has had some type of injury. You could go, he broke, he had this, he tore this, he couldn't play with this, he fractured that, everything, back problem, finger break. He didn't even broke a finger.
Well, that also goes to explain that how soft the league got. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But other players get hurt too.
Nah, they do. But niggas let LeBron go by them. It's like it's different. It's different it's different when it's the star player. Like, not only did the game get softer, but he is who he is. So it's like they're not looking to harm LeBron because LeBron is the fucking whole franchise. You know what I'm saying? It's like. No, and then you're gonna get people are gonna hate you. Like, it's just there's so many things that fall into play when it comes down to LeBron. So it's like as opposed to when Jordan, if niggas was looking forward to Jordan getting injured,
Bro,
they were looking forward to
think
that.
about this.
Nobody's looking forward to LeBron getting hurt.
What's the size difference between LeBron and Jordan? It's like 60 pounds.
Mass, yeah.
It's like
mass
60
and
pounds.
muscle.
So the biggest player back then, whoever their biggest guard or biggest center was back then, is LeBron James now, and he's a guard. That's how crazy different. He might even be bigger than their bigger centers back in the day. So we're saying, like, how much pain were they really gonna do to him? He's bigger than Charles Barkley, bigger than Patrick Ewing. All those dudes are like Kevin Garnett's weight to him. So it's like when he's playing now with these people, they really can't do anything to him. They could try and grab him, but they're gonna bump off of him. He's stronger than once he lowers his shoulder. I look at it like you can't really do anything with him at that size.
Yeah, man. Majestydarebel. You can find me on all different streaming platforms, man. You could look me up on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, all that stuff. My music is everywhere. It is Majesty, DA-Rebel, not THE. So, yeah, if you know how to spell, then you know how to spell it. Yeah, my Instagram is also Majestydarebel. So, you know what I'm saying? Follow me. And I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast of, me and my man Donovan talking our shit. So, yeah,
okay.
man.
And my last question, who are your top 5 players right now in the NBA?
My top 5 players in the NBA: Kawhi Leonard, KD, Steph Curry, Kyrie, and AD.
KD? Oh, AD.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm say my 5 would be Kawhi Leonard, number 1. That's why you didn't say LeBron at all.
I'm not saying LeBron.
Yo, that's hilarious. In your top 5, I just realized you didn't say LeBron. So, I might not say him either. Kawhi. Kawhi would be number 1. Number 2 would be KD. I'm going by skill. And so, number 3, I would put Kyrie at number 3. I would put... That's tough. I'm gonna put LeBron at number 3, Kyrie at number 4, and then number 5. I want to go with James,
Yeah, James should be up there. I forgot about James. That's crazy.
I'm gonna go. Oh, damn. Okay, Devin Booker or James Harden? You got?
I got James Harden.
James Harden. I got you. I'm gonna go. Yeah, because James Harden's really packed. I'm going with James Harden, number 5. Number 5 James Harden. He really is a point guard at Harden.
Fair enough.
So,
yeah, that's a good team.
So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode 48. Bamboo Project out.
I'm lit. Hey, okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. I'm lit. I'm lit. Get busy, hey. I see you get busy, you doing your dance, feeling the vibe, you shutting up. They were sleeping on who? They were sleeping on me. These people with salty, I'm coming up. They be all on my mix, they see that I'm lit, they call me Lil Uzi, I sauce it up. I ain't asking permission, I make my decision, they see that I'm trying, I'm bossing up. Gotta get up a project, and it's still making heat, got me focused on projects. But you rappers ain't hot, yeah. Get down to you rappers, and I ain't on top, yeah. Got me showing my shot, now the ladies is on me, I never give drop. Haters get off my block, gotta drop with a rock, gotta get off the block. I do my dance and they be like, whoa, when you try to do my dance, can they be like, no. I be out of this world like a UFO, let me see you do the dance on me, whoa. They think that I'm slipping, I'm just having fun, I'm living it up, this is a new dance, I just made it up, we about to turn up, do a dance, hey, get crazy, do a dance, ha, heavy, do the dance, hey, get crazy, do the dance, ha, wavy, get busy and make up a dance, whoa, yeah, get up and make up a dance, whoa, stacking and popping them hands, whoa, get busy and make up a dance, get busy and make up a dance.
Eastside reppin' Majesty the Rebel, baby. I know y'all tired, but we gon' do this one more time before the lights go out, man. Just turn up with me. I'm lit. Yeah. Kick. I'm lit. Yeah.
Get busy and make up a dance. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, get up and make up a dance. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm stacking and popping them bands. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Get busy and make up a dance. Get busy and make up a dance. Get busy and make up a dance. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, get up and make up a dance. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm stacking and popping them bands. Whoa, whoa. Get busy and make up a dance. Get busy and make up a dance.
Hey man, you know the vibes, man. Majesty the Rebel, turn up king, yo. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Make up a dance, you heard? Hey, yo, go follow me on IG, Majesty the Rebel. You dig? Lower East Side, man. Yeah, you know the vibes.